Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host, Mikey. Today we're going to do the assembly for your Christmas tree. So how we do this is that we're going to dampen each layer. So I want you to remove all the layers off of your tree, and you're going to either spray it with some water, just a little bit of water, just to be able to get the shape. So when yarn is made, it's steamed and then put into a ball. So by wetting it and then shaping it onto your tree, you're asking the yarn to change its shape, and that's what we need to do. That's what's blocking. So once it's done, I am then going to once I have it all damped up, I'm going to put it back onto the tree immediately, and I'm going to bend things and I'm going to shape things, and then I'm going to let it dry in order to do that. And we're going to do all the layers the same way. At the very end of this, if it's not sitting quite exactly right and you just need some hot glue just to kind of just hold things in the end behind, you're welcome to do that as well. So what we're going to do then is to be able to do that, and then I'm also going to then start doing the ornament as well in today's tutorial. Get that ready so that we can use that on the top as well. So you may have a different one, but that's what I'm about to do. So let me show you how I'm going to damp block it. Hey, so welcome. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the layers and I am just going to dampen it a little bit. So what I prefer to do is that you just take it. It's kind of light. So I'm just going to let it drippy drip. Nothing too crazy, just enough. And then I just give it a good, and you can see it's got a lot more weight to it now. So just make sure it's not over soaked. And then you're just going to place it onto your cone. And with it wet like that, it's going to just drape better, and you'll get the ruffling effect more consistently as well. So you're going to do that with all of your layers, and to be able to do that, and when we come back, you're going to be able to have a really cool sample at the same time. So what I want to do now is prepare the cone so that the cone has a hole in the center. So what you're going to do is, with your wire of your character, you're going to plunge it into the center. So just force it on in and go down to the height that you think the character should be when it's actually sitting on top. Once you have everything then done, so there is a cover on the back of my character, so I have a wire. So I will show you how I'm going to make the cover for that, and I'll show you how I glued this in. And once that's done, what you're going to do is then with your character, you're going to slide it through the snow cap at the top, just like that. And with this still being wet, with the tree being wet, just slide it down through the center, and then slide it down into the cone. So this is kind of going to hold that on top, but I'm going to tap it with a little bit of glue anyway later on. And just push it down to what you think, and just do any kind of final shaping at this point for your tree to make sure that it looks okay. If it's sitting too close, what you can do is you can use some polyfill and just kind of lift it up a little bit in order to get the distance if that bothers you at all. And I'm looking at it, I just need just 1/4 of an inch of polyfill in there just to raise it up just a little bit more to make me happy, and I'll do that in a second. So nothing too crazy, and I'm just going to put it underneath here near to the top, and then slide it back down. And we are going to spray this with glitter after, so if it's popping out a little bit too much, what you would want to do is just use your fingers and just kind of force the folds to happen naturally, and just let everything air dry. And then once you spray it with glitter, you're going to do final touches, because the glitter will harden up your tree quite nicely. So whatever decoration you decided to use, if you have something like I did where you have a flat back, I created a wire. So I'll level with you right now. I'm an idiot. So I filmed all of yesterday accidentally in slow motion on my phone, so I can't actually use any of the footage. So I've already taken the time to glue my wire. I'll tell you how I did it later with some video clips that are like super slow, and then I have to do a cover to cover that. And so I like to put the wire on this thing so it's a round circle so that it really catches, and then I put the cover on and glue it. So my friend Michelle, whenever she does something like this, she always does some kind of cover to really solidify it and make it great. And so it's just sitting on top of the character like this. So let me show you how to make the cover, and you're going to want to choose a color that matches your ornament, and you'll use the same size hook that you've been playing with, and whatever color is going to be complementary, and we're going to do that right now. Okay, so let's follow this fool online right at the moment and just create a slip knot and insert your hook. I'm using Caron 1 pound white as my backing, and I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2. And then we're going to go and do the first round, and we're going to do 6 single crochet second chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And on the 6th one, you're just going to insert a stitch marker, so you'll do a continuous round. You might as well, right? Make it look good right to the end. And we're going to move on then to round number 2. Round number 2, you're going to just count to the 6th one back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I always count back anyway, even though I've been doing this a while. And I will put in 2 single crochet into each one of the 6 stitches that you have. So we want it to lay flat. Okay, right to the end, and move up your stitch marker, and we'll do one more round to complete this. So you can go as big as or as little as you need to, depending on your item that you chose, if you need it at all. And let's begin number 3. Round number 3 is the final round, and you're going to place in 2 single crochet into the next stitch, and then 1 into the one after that. And you'll do the all the way around. So 2 into the next, and 1 into the one after that. Okay, so please repeat that around and finish at the stitch marker. Once you're at the stitch marker, I would just recommend you to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then you're going to get rid of your yarn tails. Okay, so just put it through a tapestry needle and just secure in your tails and get that done. And what we're going to do is then we're going to glue this to the back of the character, and I'll tell you how it's done. So what you're going to need is to get some heavy duty or really sturdy floral wire. And what you would want to do is that you're going to want to create some circles. So just, it's a one piece of wire, and just create a couple loops or 2 or 3 loops. And what that is going to do is that whole loop is going to secure to the back of your character behind this cover. And once you have that done, you're going to take your glue gun and you are going to place it, and you're going to glue that down. It doesn't matter if it's too sloppy if you do a cover for it. So in the case of the Santa Claus, what I did is that I did it in green, and what I just showed you is this particular sample. And so once everything is then glued, as far as the wire, you are going to glue this on top of over top of the wire area, and then really bury that in. So slop in that glue so that you will not only just do the wire a second time, but also then will get this cover. And what you can just do is just get your glue gun and just squirt inside and behind, just in case it's not far enough back. But all of that glue is then going to be really secure. And then what you're going to do then is put it on top of your Christmas tree and just let everything dry, and then come back in about 24 hours from now to be able to do it. So make sure that when it's drying, you just have the final shaping done. And when we come back, then we're gonna just give it a good spray with some spray glitter, and that will be in the next video, and I'll see you then.